Hi, this is Dan Bell, and this is my video tour of the mall at Steamtown in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And there we just watched a commercial that the mall produced in 2011 showing all of the stores, the name brand stores that they had at one time that are now no longer here in this mall. This mall is in downtown Scranton, right in front of the Steamtown National Historic Site. I suppose at one time back in the 80s when they conceived this mall, and then in the 90s when this mall was built, that they were probably hoping for people who were going to go look at trains to come into the mall and shop. There's a actual walkway that goes from the mall over to the Steamtown Historic Site, to the museum. And I think basing a mall on that kind of attraction is not a good idea at all. This mall is just on its last leg. First of all, it's in foreclosure, so it's going to be auctioned off soon. The story behind that is Al Boskov is the one who really conceived the mall and put the money into building the mall. So Boskov's has been in this mall for a long time. Now at 85 years old, Al Boskov wants to buy the mall back from the bank that foreclosed on it originally, and revitalize it and make it into a grand shopping mall again. It's never going to work. Never ever going to work. And if you go out here on the street, this is the main entrance on the street there. I don't know what the street is called. All of these buildings out here are abandoned. They're all abandoned. It's so crazy seeing that footage of Justin Bieber and all the people that were in the mall to see him, and he was actually right here in front of the elevator doing a performance. I guess that was before he was like uber famous. All those people are gone now, and all the stores that were behind them are also gone. This was Hollister, and this has been sitting empty for a long time. I saw a clip on YouTube. It was a little news piece that someone did. So this mall had Bon-Ton at one time, and previously it was Montgomery Ward's, but the Montgomery Ward's went out of business, so Bon-Ton moved in. And Bon-Ton closed here about a little over a year ago. One of the leasing agents or spokesperson for Steamtown Mall was in this video piece, and he said, that Bon-Ton was just not the right fit for this mall. And I'm thinking to myself, Bon-Ton isn't the right fit? Like, Bon-Ton is like, it's a clothing store. Like, what could possibly be wrong with having Bon-Ton in your mall? But this guy also said that they weren't worried that Bon-Ton had closed. They weren't concerned They didn't feel like it was that big of a blow to the mall because they had already been through that before. And here we are, a little over a year later, and look at this place. It's in foreclosure. It's going to be auctioned off. It's dead as dead can be. You know, it's like the downtown area of Scranton. The buildings, everything you look at is abandoned. Like across the street from the mall, it's all abandoned. The movie theater's closed. An office building, all the offices that were in there have moved out. When I was outside, there's no traffic. The people you see walking around are pretty much vagrants. It's not a pleasant place to go. It's not fun, it's not interesting, it's just horrible. This mall was a terrible idea. A terrible, terrible idea. And unfortunately, here it sits today in financial ruin, and while the city of Scranton tries to figure out what to do with it. And it's just terrible. Terrible, terrible situation. This is the second floor of where the Bonton was. Looking in. All that empty retail space. It's unbelievable. This mall looks exactly like Owings Mills Mall. And I actually have a video of Owings Mills Mall in my Dead Mall series. You can go check it out. Here we are looking into another retail space that's completely empty. This is actually a plaque up by the elevator on the second floor. I assumed the elevators weren't working because I thought that they had taken the actual elevator car out, but I was wrong because I saw in another clip later on that it was actually just down on the first floor. Not the first floor, but the basement. Here we are continuing to walk, and this is down towards where Boscov's is. And here's another empty retail space. I would say this mall right now is at 80% vacant. Here we are in front of Boscov's Furniture Outlet, and I want to pause this for 1 second because this is something that I missed. I didn't do my homework. I'm zooming in. You see that pink sign in the center there? That was used on the show The Office in the opening credits. So people, the city council took the sign and put it in the mall so people, fans of The Office, could come and get their picture taken with it. Which is, you know, that's kind of cool. They did have an Office convention at the mall when the show was still in the air. Here is FYE, for your entertainment. They are closing 2 days away from closing at the time of the production of this video. The reality of this mall is very, very dire. I mean, there is no excitement or anything around this building. The little area down there is just, it's desolate. There's no traffic. There's no people. There's nowhere to eat. There's no stores. It's just awful. I don't know what else to say. This mall is a giant steel, concrete, tiled waste of money. It should have never been built. They should have thought of something else to put here, because this was not the answer to revitalizing downtown Scranton. The food court was completely abandoned. There are 2 places still open. There's a Subway, and there is also a pizza place. But the other spaces are all unoccupied. Here's a nice pan of the empty food court with all the clean tables and nicely placed chairs and no people. And here's the Steamtown National Historic Site. The windows actually look out toward the Steamtown site, and here is the walkway, which was locked because I shot this around 5:30, so they had already closed for the day. But it would have been cool if I could have walked out there and looked at the trains, since I drove 3 hours to go see this place. I like these black curtains. It's like a funeral. They just put black curtains in front of the old closed down stores and the eateries and everything else. Really, really quite depressing. And here we are. This is a little ice cream candy shop that's closed. And we are wrapping up this visit to Steamtown, the mall at Steamtown. Please, I beg of you, go and check out my other Dead Mall videos in the Dead Mall series. If you like this video, you'll love the other videos. I'm continuing to do more Dead Mall videos, so they're there for your enjoyment. I love this little ticket booth in the garage and a Black Friday sign to close out. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and check me out on Facebook.